I bought a 6-way double action electric pump with controller. I'm going to try and make a wireless one also, a controller for the upper part of the boom. And then on the lift here, I've already gotten the old gas motor loose. Motor works great, I'll keep it for something. I'm basically going to take all this out.
So how much further do you have to go? Quite a bit.
Well, the problem I'm having trying to figure this out is there are these hoses. I know where these go. I know where these go. These three run this pump, or this cylinder, that cylinder, and the cylinder up there. I'm not quite sure how they all work out. I know there's an emergency bleeder valve over here that lets you down in case you get stuck up in here. And I know it goes down and it all connects together, and it's just confusing. So I'm trying to figure out how to make all that work.
How many hoses? There's a lot of
hoses. Just by trial and error. So
there's a lot of hoses in there.
You just need to hook it up, basically.
And no manuals anywhere. Right? No manuals on this, no manuals on the pump.
Got everything hooked up. Everything, well, almost everything is working. I had to actually take the controller apart to figure out which valves go to what. And the way I did that was by on the back. There's a green wire and those different colored wires. So when I took this apart, I just looked at what colored wire went to which one and then marked it so I wouldn't forget it. I did finally get the company to send me some sort of manual on this. However, it was not so much a manual. It was also for a different product. Same company and same type of motor, but did not have the 6-way or any of these extra valves and stuff. So I'm not sure what those do or what they are for. Of course, I hooked everything up. Up was down and down was up, and so instead of taking all my fittings back off and rearranging them, or hoses, like I just had to switch these two hoses and it would work. Instead, I just switched the wires back here. So you can see that yellow goes to green, and now green goes to yellow. And all I did is just switches which one of these solenoids turns on. But it's going all okay. The only other concern I have is this motor gets hot. You know, it's been sitting here now for, well, I don't know, probably 5-10 minutes while I've been messing around, and it's still pretty warm. So I'm concerned that in routine use, that sucker's gonna get pretty toasty. So everything's down right now, so I may go ahead and fill it up the rest of the way, run the pump and the boom and everything out, and then just see how that works. If it's not being able to suck enough fluid, I still have my hose over here, and I have a way to tap in here with a bulkhead fitting. So bulkhead fitting is basically you have your plastic, and on either side it crimps together and then gives you a fitting, a 3/4 inch fitting. But that pipe leads over here and into the tank, so I can still use this tank. And if I can find a way to still hook up the pressure relief valve, this is where it would go. So when I'm letting the boom down, the fluid would squirt back through here and into the tank. And then it could gain extra capacity off of this old tank here. So the bulkhead fitting is right here. So basically, I'll screw these two together. They will, and this, for some reason, this is reverse threading. This is left-hand threading, which is weird. Anyways, so I'd pinch this in there. There's a grommet right here, and then that would hook onto my hose. So that's how we get fluid back and forth from one to the other. Anyways, to drill my hole in here, I've got to take this tank off. So I basically need to disassemble everything, and then take that tank off, drill my hole, and then put it all back together. So I can leave all my hoses and everything all hooked up there. I just need to unbolt from the bottom, siphon out the fluid, and then there's 4 bolts and then a pipe strap. I just need to undo all that. Okay, so the lift continues to be a pain in my butt. Everything's working. I did hook up the additional reservoir yesterday by running a line from the tank on the other side to this one. And the problem I was having with that is that there's a vented cap here. So as this pump was trying to pull fluid, it was pulling more air than the fluid was coming through from the other tank. So what would happen is it would drain it down, and instead of this just flowing through, it came through really slow, and that was not providing the amount of fluid it needed. So to verify that, I basically took it off, just plugged up the hole on top, and it worked fine, because this cap is of course vented as it should be. So what I need to do now is go get a cap that is not vented, just basically a plug, and plug that up. Hope I won't have any problem finding one. Beyond that, everything else works. The up, down, left, right, in, out, all that stuff works. Actually, the down is what the problem is. When it comes down, there's this awful chattering noise, and everything I read says it's aeration or cavitation. I'm not sure. I'm not even sure quite how to bleed it out and how that's going to work. So these are the two valves that run the up and down. I'm just not, I don't know why there would be air in it and still air in there. I'm not quite sure. All right, so things seem to be working now. I bought a restriction valve, which is right here. I don't like how many fittings I had to use. There's 3 fittings in there. The center one is a restriction valve, and the pinhole is, I mean, it's just like a pin needle. It's so tiny, I really thought I'd have to drill it out more. But what this does, this is from the old setup. So the main pressure comes in through here, and then when the solenoid is hit, it goes through this line to this line, which goes up to the piston. But actually what is happening is it's in reverse. So the reason why I have this T in here is because when the up motion is going, fluid has to flow back the other direction, back through this one, and there's no constriction if it goes through this path. So when I hit the down button, which is going to push fluid the other way through here, it's going to automatically hit this solenoid because I rigged this up to the button. So now the fluid's going to go this way instead of this way. So when it goes through here, it's got to go through that restriction and then down to the T and then back out again. So essentially what it's doing is it's just well, it's a switch. It just redirects the flow through this little pinhole. So that got rid of my amazingly loud noise, but oddly enough, it seems to drop the boom faster. So my seal is now really leaking, so I'm gonna have to get that fixed. Real quick, I'll show you how this is working now. So my concern is the down part is so fast, but at least it goes down without banging everywhere. So here's that solenoid, and I'll show you if I disconnect it. Okay, it's got disconnected. Now it will do the so it's weird, it goes down slower, but it makes that awful noise. If I hook the bypass up, then it works. It just goes down faster than I would like it to. So anyways, now I'm gonna go, I got everything hooked up, run it over to my repair guy and get that seal changed out. But I think it's pretty much a success.